Happy birthday, America. It's the 4th of July and the USC game day fireworks. Yep, we're just 57 days away. The 4th of July, hey, that's all about fireworks. And so was USC recruiting kabooms. We're going to talk about that on this episode of Locked On USC.
You are Locked On USC, your daily podcast on the USC Trojans. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, fight on, everyone. I'm your host, Mark Holton, and thank you. Thank you for making Locked On USC, part of the Locked On Network, your first listen every day. Whether you are watching this show on YouTube, you know you can download this podcast on any platform, and whenever you watch it, whenever you listen to it, this show is always going to be free, and this show is always going to appreciate your support. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Unless something changed between the time I recorded this episode of Locked On USC, Thursday night, July 3rd, and sometime between 10 a.m. and 12 Central Time on July 4th, when Ethan Boobie Feaster is going to make his, making his commitment announcement. Unless something changed, Lincoln Riley, USC's head coach, Dennis Simmons, USC assistant head coach on offense, they hold in another big-time wide receiver. His name, again, Ethan Boobie Feaster. I've been talking about him. He's elite, right? He's a 5-star. USC beat out programs such as Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M, Texas. He was one of the most sought-after wide receivers in the class. And that was after he reclassified. He's supposed to be a part of the 2027 cycle. He jumped up a year. He's that good. He's that ready. So he's going to take part in his senior year of high school. And then I'm 99% confident he picked USC on July 4th today. He'll be enrolling at USC early, and he'll be part of that monster #1 recruiting class. Look, I'm not sure why I thought I read somewhere that he was taller than he is. I was on the weekly WeAreFC.com Inside the Trojan Huddle panel show earlier today, Thursday, and I don't know, maybe because I was just watching his highlights, but I could have swore I read it somewhere as well. Nevertheless, I kind of made a faux pas. He's got long arms, really athletic, but he's not quite as tall as Jacoby Lane. He's probably closer to 6'2" than 6'4". That's besides the point. Boobie Feaster is going to be really good. Just go watch his highlight film. He gets separation. He uses his athleticism. He catches everything you throw in his direction. He's really good. Really, really good. Again, one of the most sought after wide receivers in the country. And he was supposed to be part of the 2027 class. So he's joining. He is the 5th wide receiver in USC's 2026 recruiting class. He's joining Trent Mosley, Roderick Tizano, Luke Weaver, Tron Baker. So now you got 5. And you got 5 really good ones. And again, anytime you're bringing in one of the top wide receivers in the country, regardless of where he's from, you're helping your program out. So people will think, well, you know what? Bringing in 5 wide receivers, maybe that's too many. No, it's not, especially not in this class. Don't forget, Jacoby Lane, Mekhi Lemon, both are probably going to jump to the NFL after the 2025 season, especially if they blow up the way everybody anticipates. As I mentioned, when you watch Ethan Feaster, when you watch his film, the athleticism just jumps out. It's hard to ignore. Long arms. Maybe that's why I thought he was taller. He's got a little bit of that neck. So again, you look at him, you see him talk. If you don't read the fine print, you think, all right, he looks a little bit bigger. Nevertheless, when you watch him play, again, he gets separation, not just with his speed, but with his strength. He catches everything. And again, that's what I saw on the highlight film. I'm gonna watch him a lot closer during his senior season of high school, or what should be his senior season of high school. Look, the people who scout for a living, not me, they consider Boobie the nation's number 45 overall prospect. Okay, that's pretty impressive. When you're considered one of the top 50 players in the country, you're probably pretty good, right? So if I don't think USC is actually taking a risk here. Again, for me, it's not about the stars. It's always about which programs are recruiting you. And I mentioned Alabama, I mentioned LSU, I mentioned Texas. He had an offer from everybody. USC got in the ring, they fought the fight, and I believe they came out the winner again. So the 45th best overall prospect in the country, the number 14, I guess, wide receiver. Well, I'm not sure how you do that. Rivals has him as the 14th overall recruit in the country, which is a little bit better than On3's, 45th overall prospect. So we'll go with Rivals right now. And again, they consider him the number three wide receiver out of all the wide receivers in this recruiting cycle. So Feaster, again, I just want to emphasize this one more time. He's a young player, but he's still considered one of the best. Part of the 2027 cycle, reclassified into the 2026. And with his commitment to USC, assuming it's happened, he's joining Mark Bowman, who also was supposed to be in the 2027 class, who reclassified to 2026. So this is actually a trend. And whether or not, when he arrives, he's going to be able to compete immediately, I don't know. Probably will be able to, considering there's going to be a lot of opportunity if Jacoby and Mackay jump to the NFL. USC is bringing in a lot of talent at the wide receiver position. Boobie Feaster is just the latest. Again, he joins Trent Mosley. You got Roderick Kazano from the state of Texas. You got Luke Weaver from California. And you got Tron Baker, who's been committed the longest. He might only be a 3-star. He's playing for one of the better programs in the country in high school, Sierra Canyon. And I have a feeling when the rankings get reshuffled again, you'll probably see Tron take a bump. So USC's number one recruiting class is just going to continue to get stronger. It ain't going to get weaker. So while you're enjoying the fireworks later this evening, July 4th, don't forget to celebrate another USC KABOOM. Here's the question. Will he be the last one of this recruiting cycle? Boobie, assuming, again, he's part of this class, unless something changed, that makes 31 commitments in USC's 2026 class. I talked about Jalen Lott, another wide receiver from Texas. His sister runs track at USC. He's supposed to make his declaration of intent later this week. See what I did there? See what I did there? Declaration of intent on Independence Day. Yeah, that's why you tune in, so you can get these kind of corny jokes. But look, the chances of USC getting both Feaster and Jalen Lott, probably not going to happen. You never know. Regardless of what happens, though, with Jalen Lott, USC got Boobie Feaster. USC's class, with that extra addition of that 4-star, elite 4-star, 5-star, I think it pretty much ensures that USC's going to go into fall camp and they're going to maintain the number one recruiting class. So just to remind everybody, it's not April anymore. It's no longer May. June is in the rearview mirror. We're almost a week into July now. And if we're following things, if you're following Locked On USC, which you should be every day, if you're watching on YouTube, click that subscribe button, smash that thumbs up, keep commenting. I love the comments. Click that bell notification button. If we know that at the end of July, we got media day. August rolls in, you got fall camp. So not a whole lot's going to be happening because coaching staffs, not a whole lot of stuff is going to happen once we get into August with recruiting. The coaching staffs at all the programs, they start shifting their attention to the season, fall camp. Guys on the roster. Like I said, it's no longer March, April, May, June, July. August isn't going to change anything. USC is going to have that number one recruiting class. And every time they win another game, we know they should open the schedule up 3-0. Missouri State, 57 days away. Georgia Southern, welcome home. Clay Helton. On the road to Purdue, you're 3-0. You come home, you play Michigan State, still in the rebuild mode, you're now 4-0. Each one of those wins, that momentum just keeps building. That recruiting class just continues to get stronger. It solidifies. It'll be too late. You're not going to want to switch around, decommit. Deals are being made. NIL, revenue sharing, all that stuff going on in the background. So everybody who was hoping for USC's class to kind of explode and fall apart, it ain't happening. Not happening. It's possible, but it ain't happening. All right, we're just going to talk about more explosions. It's 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. Hope you're enjoying your day. Nice long holiday weekend. Let's continue to talk about fireworks, explosions, explosive players. We'll talk about that in the next segment. And then I have my Friday rant. I'm going to tie it all together. You're going to love it. Stick around. We've all been there. You log on early. You're waiting forever. You've got that concert you want to go to, right? Tickets are going to go on sale, and then you lose your spot. You wanted to see the show, and all of a sudden, some technical glitch, you fall out of line. You don't get the tickets. Live music should always be about making memories, not dealing with the stress of ticket shopping. That's where Game Time comes in. Game Time makes getting concert tickets faster, and they make it easier than ever. Seriously. Did you know that ticket prices actually drop as it gets closer to showtime? It's true. Because of that, you can save up to 60% off with the killer last-minute deals at Game Time. You ever wonder what your view would look like when you buy tickets last second? You don't have to, not when you're using Game Time. Their app actually shows you a panoramic seat view. There's no surprises. You know what you're going to be seeing and how loud it's going to be just before you click out. Take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with show any type of show tickets. Use Game Time. And check this out. You also get their price guarantee. You find a ticket in the same section or row for less, Game Time is going to guarantee you 110% of the difference, and there's no surprise fees either. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms are going to apply. Again, create an account. Redeem code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right. Do you hear fireworks going off? Well, you probably will later this evening, unless you're listening to the show in the evening, 4th of July. If you are, thank you. Means a lot. Yeah, look, we've got 57 more days. 57. That's less than 60. That's less than 2 months until USC kicks off against Missouri State. Beat the Bears. And since, again, we're talking about the 4th of July, let's just talk about explosives, explosions. Things that are going to make you, things that catch your attention, right? Who is USC's most explosive player on offense and defense? Let's talk about a few names. Yeah, let me give you 6 names on the offensive side of the ball. Mekhi Lemon, Jacoby Lane, Waymon Jordan, Brian Jackson, Jaden Mayava, and let's throw in Eli Sanders. Start with Eli. Transfer from New Mexico. He's the guy who brings that speed, that breakaway, take it to the house anytime he touches the ball. You can line him up in the backfield. You can line him up in the slot as a receiver. He's got that speed. He's got that wiggle. USC was missing some of that last year. That was supposed to be the role that Zachariah Branch was supposed to bring to the table. He's now in Georgia. So Eli Sanders, does he have the ability to be an explosive player for the Trojans in 2025? Jacoby Lane. Look, he is a playmaker. He catches touchdowns. That's what he does. He makes the spectacular look easy. Those one-handed catches, that's Jacoby Lane. Is that explosive? He's not a BMW. He's not a Mike Williams. He's not someone who you're going to run a quick hitch and slant. He's not going to break tackles. He might break one or two, but he's not going to overpower anybody. He'll make an explosive play. He'll go get the ball. So is he more like, I guess, Drake London? Drake London was an explosive player. Is he Mike Pittman? Where do you slot Jacoby Lane in the explosive category? Waymon Jordan, the running back. Remember, he was the nation's leading rusher at the JUCO level last year. He blew up this spring camp at USC. He was the name coming out of everybody's mouth. Oh my God, did you see that? Did you hear about what Waymon did? Not just the players, the coaches as well. So he made some noise. Brian Jackson, running back. Probably not where you would categorize as an explosive player. Here's what I know. Because of his running style, he's going to blow someone up during the season with his running, the way he runs the ball. That's fine. Give me five runs from Brian Jackson where he blows somebody up, where he just runs across their face. Or give me a great pass protection block where somebody ends up on their backside. Anything like that, I'll accept. Jaden Mayava, if Jaden Mayava is making explosive plays with his arm and legs in 2025, USC is going to be in great shape. That's all we got to talk about, right? I talked about it with Craig Shaman on the show yesterday. Hope you caught it. If you didn't, go back and watch it with Mr. Big Ten Conference, host of the Big Ten Squad Show, Big Ten, also the Locked On Big Ten podcast. Dude knows his stuff. We talked about the quarterback position and how much it means to USC's success in 2025. So he has that potential to be the guy. I think everyone knows the obvious answer here. It would be my answer. It's Mekhi Lemon. He is USC's most explosive player on offense. And not just offense, probably on the roster, period, because of what he does on special teams. I said it a second ago. Mekhi is everything that we thought Zachariah Branch was going to be. What Zachariah flashed in his freshman season, Mekhi did it pretty regularly once he was given the opportunity as a sophomore last year. Once he replaced Zachariah on special teams, he took off. Just wish it would have been done sooner. Not necessarily at the expense of Zachariah. I just wish Mekhi would have had the opportunity sooner. Punt return, kickoff return. I mean, that's what elevates Lemon's game above everybody else. So it's not just what he does as a wide receiver. And we know he can throw the ball. We know he can play defense. He might be the best all-around football player on USC's roster. So I definitely think he fits the category of explosive. Because anytime he touches the ball, something good is going to happen. I mentioned I was, on the Inside the Trojan Huddle show earlier today. My friend Eric McKinney, we talked about this topic as well. He kind of went outside the box. He mentioned the name Zacharias Williams, the wide receiver transfer from Utah. Remember, Coach Whittingham said if they had to play a game today, and he was talking about this right after spring camp, he was wide receiver 1 for the Utes. He's coming off of his true freshman season. Something else that Coach Whittingham talked about when he talked about Zacharias. He thinks he'd make a great running back. So yeah, I keep an eye on Zacharias. He definitely might fit the mold of explosive player. So let's go to the other side of the ball. Let's play defense now. Who are the guys that are going to blow things up? Remember those old M80s we used to light off as kids? Some of you do. Some of you might have lost a finger because of it. Cameron Fountain, I think definitely. Anthony Lucas, Braylon Shelby. One of those guys needs to blow up the quarterback in 2025. No more close but no cigar. Last year, USC just did not create enough pressure up front, specifically from the rush edge position. One of those guys who've been around now, whether it's, going into their second year or going into their third season, whatever the case is, someone from that group has to be a candidate to be one of the most dominant edge rushers, not just on USC's roster, in the nation, in the country. Because once you have one of those, now you become an a really difficult team to prepare for. Look, one of those guys needs to step up and become that man, become the dude. I just don't think it's fair right now to put all the weight on Thanos' shoulders, Hakeem Stewart. Everyone anticipates he's going to be that guy. I just don't think he's going to be that guy right away. You never know, though, right? He might show up, ready to play, explode on the scene. Just go, kaboom, I'm here. It's inevitable. Here's another guy. I've literally been watching Jaw Jarrett transform his body. When he showed up, he was 6'5", north of 370 pounds, probably closer to 380 pounds. Right now, USC's official site, they list him at 349 pounds. He's moving better. He's under the thumb of Coach Henne, and that's the thumb you want to be under, especially if you want to be developed and get to the next level, get to the NFL. The weight loss right now has him looking like that NFL monster. USC has not had one of these types of dudes in a really long time. Really long time. I mean, he makes Elijah Page look small, and that's not an easy thing to do at all. I mean, Elijah Page, 6'7", 300 pounds. Jaw Jarrett makes him look like a high school player. It's freaky to look at those two standing next to each other. Some other guys up front that I think have the potential to be explosive players. Devin Tompkins, Keyshawn Silver. One of them is going to be lining up right next to Jaw. And if Jaw's not in the game, Kobe Pepe. So whoever is playing inside, they have to be explosive. They've got to show off and crush the pocket of the quarterback. Be the bunker buster, right? Cave things in. I'll take that type of explosive any day. Here's a question. Hit me up in the comments. Is explosive the right adjective to use with linebacker Eric Gentry? I don't know. It's one I would associate with if I was talking about Ray, Clay Matthews, Junior Seau, Chris Claiborne. Is Eric Gentry an explosive player? He's a playmaker. He's someone you got a game plan for. I just don't know if explosive fits the bill. I want to say Kamari Ramsey because of the position he plays and also what I've seen from him. I mean, he makes some monster hits. He can bring the boom. So I think you combine his physicality. If you can get more out of him from his ball hawking skills, his ability, he definitely fits that role of an explosive player. And you know what? Caleb Downs over there at Ohio State, he needs some competition. Why not Kamari Ramsey? All right. Tell me, who did I leave off that should be classified or considered as an explosive player for USC, whether it's on offense or on defense? I thought there might be more players on offense. There might be more on defense. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. Typically, everyone associates explosive offenses with Lincoln Riley. starting to trying to turn the page. Lincoln Riley might be more of an explosive defensive head coach going forward. And I don't think anybody's going to be upset with that. Okay. Got my Friday rant coming up. Let's fight together. Let's talk about Independence Day and college football and how it all comes together, how it unites us. You know what? I don't want to rant about anything. I want to celebrate. It's the 4th of July. It's what brings us all together as a country. I want to celebrate just for a few minutes before we get out of here, before everybody enjoys their holiday weekend. You know, let's remember. First of all, I love this country. I love college football. To me, they go together like you've heard it before. They go together like baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie. College football is a part of Americana too. College football, this country have a lot in common. A lot of things that bring us together. I mean, think about it. Tailgating. You love to get together with your family and friends, celebrate life, hopefully a win at the end of the day. Do the same thing on the 4th of July. Get together, hang out, have some good food, some beverages, laugh, watch some explosions. Remember why we get to do this. Remember that college football is only 57 days away. Right? College football is steeped in history and tradition, just like this country. I mean, college football literally, it unites towns, communities. I mean, I hope that the 4th of July is looked at the same way. Bringing neighborhoods, communities, friends, family, all coming together. College football does the same thing. It captures that American spirit. It's, that our value system. Who are we? We love talking about being competitive, winning the competition, win the day, win that next down, win the play. We're all about community. College football is all about community. And just like in college football, in this country, we strive to be the best at everything we do. Literally, college football, excuse me, it's probably just a small patch in the large American quilt that we like to, wrap ourselves up with, make us feel all warm and cozy. So look, if you're a USC fan, you don't have to make any excuse for being passionate, maybe a little arrogant, like myself, like America. It's who we are. I love this country. I love USC. Even when things aren't going the way we wanted them to go. Still love it. So just like we can disagree on certain things about the direction of college football, just like Independence Day, it still brings us together, right? It reminds us why there's nothing better in life than a Saturday afternoon in the fall gathered together. Heck, there are always fireworks going off during the season. So there's another parallel between the 4th of July and college football. Go to the Coliseum. Anytime there's a night game, a game that ends in the evening, you're going to see fireworks going off right over the peristyle. There you go. That's my Friday rant, so to speak. Happy birthday, America. USC football, the season's almost here. So let's enjoy the rest of the summer together. I'll be here with another 5 episodes next week. Hopefully you'll be here as well. You will be, because you're an everydayer. So until that next episode of Locked On USC, everyone, you know what to do.